Ladies and gentlemen, this is the XFL.
All right. How about the XFL?
There you go.
Wait, what does that have to do? I have no idea what transition that was.
Because you were just going to go on and on and on.
I was about to dive into Shaka Smart.
Yeah, I saw you two just going, and I'm like, all right.
So I actually did watch the XFL. And it was kind of good.
Kind of good? It was really good.
I enjoyed it.
I mean, it's set up for entertainment, right?
Dude, let me tell you.
From your punts to your kickoff or kick return, everything. I kind of like the concept.
I like not only the game, the tweaks to the game from what we're used to in college football and the NFL, but honestly, the timing was perfect. Yeah. We just had the Super Bowl end last Sunday,
right?
And like this is the first weekend out of NFL, and like they timed it perfectly. People are still hungry for football. I mean, you just saw this great game.
It feeds you what you want. It's built for scoring, right?
Yeah.
Like everything's about trying to get that offense. More passing. They're not really doing a lot of running, but
yeah.
I mean, it's built for the excitement. Like everything that you can't get out of the NFL or that you do want to see, XFL is trying to tailor to that need.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the scores right now over the past weekend. So we're looking at 8 teams, so 4 games a week.
Right.
And, I mean, all the scores for the most part are in double digits except 2 teams.
Houston scored the most at 37 to 17.
Mm-hmm. Roughnecks. DC Defenders right behind them with 31. So that's the game I watched. I watched DC Defenders in Seattle, which, fun fact, Jim Zorn, ex-Washington Redskins head coach, leading the Seattle Dragons to their first loss. So he's still at it. But, no, dude, it was fun. It was fun for the casual watcher, and it was fun for me who, like, I started recognizing names from when I was following these guys in college and when they got drafted into the NFL.
Cardale Jones from the get-go.
Cardale Jones, or even like smaller names. You got like Shamarko Thomas from Syracuse.
Shaka Smart playing football?
Nah, he's still on my mind. But Shamarko Thomas, Matt Elam out of Florida who played for Baltimore. You just got Raheem Moore, another safety. These names, if you like follow college football, you follow them into the NFL, and then you kind of lose track of them when like you have these other bigger names in your fantasy lineup, and then you kind of see these guys in the XFL. That's pretty cool because you won't see them anywhere else. They either still in the NFL somewhere or they're done. There's no other league until now.
That's like
CFL.
What
yeah,
I was
but we don't
to
want
you guys about PJ Walker, right? Came out of Temple, kind of had a stint in the league, didn't do a lot. And then he comes out, right? He drops 4 touchdowns, 2-point conversion. Like, it's invigorating to come back and be able to just do something like that, right?
It's badass, dude. Yeah, especially if you had a connection with these guys, to get to see them play. I mean, even guys. I mean, for the majority, I don't know any of them, but to see some of these few names that I recognized, I was actually excited to see them, and they're on the DC Defenders, which is pretty funny. Yeah. But so 2 things. One thing is they were smart in starting the season the week after the Super Bowl. Because everyone's mind is still on football, and I actually was looking forward to it. Like, I went to a bar and I legitimately watched the game. It was fun.
I was going to go to the game.
Thanks for the invite.
I almost went too, actually.
I kind of want to go to the next game.
How do you feel?
Let's go to one.
I'm actually down. Yeah. I actually think their next game is at home, too. They have 2 back-to-back home games. So let me finish this point, though, because I think it's important. They had 3.3 million viewers the first weekend. AFL, if you remember, which is the league that did...
That was just the... That was on... They had peaked at 4 million. This was just on ESPN because Fox had other numbers. They did well too.
So that's another good point that I was going to bring up. These games are on big-time, prime-time television channels.
They're on CBS,
Fox,
ESPN.
ABC, ESPN. That makes this accessible. And I don't remember what channel the AFL was on. I don't know if it was on NFL Network or some other... AAF, sorry.
Yeah.
But I don't remember it being as accessible.
It wasn't all the same large broadcasters like that.
Exactly.
That was something that they did
Yeah,
this
you
time around.
You had big-name commentators. You had big-name sideline analysts.
It did play on NFL Network, I believe, or the replay did.
AAF?
I think so.
That's what I think. I remember it not being on ESPN.
It wasn't something,
so maybe you guys can tell me something about something that you just touched on was, like all the broadcasters and everything. So I didn't catch the game, but when you're watching it, something that I saw come up was there was too much coverage, too much broadcasting. Like people are running up to players as they're out of breath, trying to interview them. They're just going over and beyond. Yeah, I could see that not being. So yeah, you're right. If someone scores or someone gets, well, the funny one is like when they get injured.
and
Yeah.
like someone just got their lights knocked out, and like this reporter's going up to her, is like, "How do you feel?" It's like, "Oh, my fucking head."
yeah. Oh, they caught the. Yeah, they
That would be
caught
hilarious. But yeah, they do like try to interview immediately, and I think that's kind of cool. Like,
So you said 4 million, right? Roughly 4 million.
so I said 3.3. You're saying the
3.3,
number's
and it
around
peaked at
4.
It
Okay,
peaked at
peaked
4.
at 4.
3.3 was the average.
So the point that I was trying to make
Yeah.
is, or go ahead, you were gonna say something.
So I was kind of piggybacking off of that. So in the 4 home games, on average, the stadiums had about 17,000 in attendance.
Okay, that's solid.
And what
Every,
they had,
no, not even average. At the minimum, I saw that every game was over 17,000 people.
regardless, it was I saw averaged around 17,000. So
Okay.
maybe there were a few over, a few right around 17. So let's call it 17. So in the AAF, in week 1, they had average attendance of 19,000, and then week 2 is where it fell off.
Right.
So I know a large
The
thing
issue
that
though
we're
also with the AF, I looked at all the numbers
Yeah.
because we're doing research now, right?
Right.
So it was the Orlando and ATL game had like 20,000, but
Okay.
there was like a random game that only had like 11,000. So it was like a very
so
like
that spike
it was
and then
very
average
skewed.
out.
Yeah,
Okay.
it depended on the game. Versus that's why I was saying that every game was above 17,000 because I saw all of them. It was all right at 17,000. There were 17,000 something and change.
Yeah.
But that is a side point. I just
So,
wanted to throw
but
out
that is a big point because even the AAF did well its first week.
Right.
The test of whether you're going to sustain, which is what the XFL is trying to do, just sustain itself, is how you're going to do this weekend coming up. Are you going to have good numbers compared to your first week? Will you have good numbers your third week? Everyone does well their first week. When I was doing that 3.3 number that I read, it compared the AAF, which had 2.9, so
Yeah.
right around the same number. What is that number? The next week is the true testament of how you're going to do as an organization.
So something that I would tie into that I can't talk a lot about because I haven't looked enough into this, but like with the gambling aspect,
Yeah.
that's included. So
That's big. That's gonna help them.
They say overall, if you have a bet on the game, you're 70% more inclined to watch the game.
Yeah.
So
I
now
can see
you
that.
have they're doing these things for retention, right? So you've got the large networks, you're watching it there. You've brought in these new rules to make it more offensive, make it more fun to watch. You brought in this gambling aspect. I mean, it seems like they're rolling the dice on all these things to see what can we do to keep these numbers going because they
Right.
know what happened the last time around.
Right, exactly. And like that's smart of them to do. That's the same thing Ted is trying to do with his Wizards here right across the street. He's trying to get in real time gambling going on because it's just going to engage your fan
It
base
makes it.
even
I
more.
mean, it makes it exciting. You and I, when we watch any game, we always put prop bets on there for fun, and it makes it more fun to watch. Like,
Right.
And I'll watch more things just because.
Yeah,
we
because
do
you have
that.
personal stake.
So now,
in,
so now if they're allowing you to do some of that stuff, like it definitely makes it interesting. Like it's just like fantasy and stuff like that. You're watching because you have something invested in.
Exactly. Exactly. Not just emotions. So I agree. I think that's going to help the league, if anything.
Another thing, how the financial issue was a problem with the AAF. I was just looking up random stats about this, and the XFL sold made more money on their tickets already than the AF did their whole time.
Really?
Yeah, the whole time that they were in business for those 3 weeks.
They have more credibility
Yeah.
because of who's backing them.
I mean, I honestly think the big difference, and I only watched like half of an AF game that was just kind of on.
Yeah.
And the difference in that and watching I watched the worst game of the XFL, which is the St. Louis and Dallas game, right?
Which,
it was the most boring. It was still interesting, but it was the most boring out of all.
Did you see the players after Dallas lost?
No, I didn't see.
They were in the locker room.
Were they drinking beer?
Chugging beers, yeah.
Okay, I did see that.
That was pretty cool. They're like shotgunning beers in the locker room after they beat Dallas.
And that's why the XFL will be successful.
Well, because of the footage too, right? Like
Yeah.
the actual, I don't know if that was like league cameras that were recording that or someone just had their phone up. But when that stuff leaks, that's good for the league. Like
Exactly,
it's
yeah.
good to get that stuff out.
It's not the no fun league.
No, exactly.
It's not the no fun
It's
league.
not. It's
the
pretty badass.
Extreme fun league.
Um,
But my point was that I think overall, if you watch just the game, right, the quarterback plays better, and the overall talent on the field,
better than.
AAF,
Oh, okay.
not the NFL, not the NFL.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a much better product because you're watching. These are competent quarterbacks. They're
Yeah.
not terrible. These quarterbacks should actually be third strings everywhere, if not second strings in the league.
Yeah, they're not bad. Cardell Jones wasn't great,
They're
but he
not-
wasn't awful.
Yeah, I mean, he came out of a good program. He won a
Sure.
championship. Of course, he got drafted, and then there wasn't room for him to start. So
well,
I
it's
mean,
not just that. Like,
He wasn't making reads like Peyton Manning, but
Yeah.
he was still not going, that's my first option. It's the only guy I'm going to ever throw
yeah,
to.
no, I'm saying
kind
like
of
he
thing.
can play, but obviously he's not the greatest at that level to
Sure.
do the reads,
Well,
the throws.
he's
and
not
all
just
that
not
cons-
the great. I agree. I definitely agree. He's he's not even good enough to be a backup in the NFL. But he's looking very good in the XFL. And a lot of these players who do look good are going to get an opportunity to play in the NFL.
It's perfect for them.
This is great.
This is perfect because you know what? This is going to end by what? Right before the finals or right in
the timing works out perfectly because their season's not that long. You're getting good tape out there.
After the NFL draft happens, right? You'll have OTAs and stuff. People will go down, and you have film. Yeah. That's the big thing. These guys won't have film otherwise.
And no one's watching anything right now. Like, you're watching film of college players in preparation for the draft, but like this is on Saturdays and Sundays. NFL scouts, NFL execs are going to be watching. Like, it's on TV, it's on ESPN, it's on Fox. The timing works out for the XFL players, and some of them, maybe a couple, right? It's not going to be like 5 from each team, but a couple are going to get an opportunity. Cardell Jones might be one of them. Who knows?
What was your guys' take on the so they got rid of the extra point, right? Now you have conversions.
I like that.
Conversions. Yeah. So they overall in the first week went 7 for 19 on conversions.
Is that the rate? Okay.
Yeah, they went 7 for 19. Obviously way under the 50% mark.
Yeah.
Since you guys watched it, I was just curious. What did you think? Was it good, interesting?
I think it was pretty cool. So you go for 1 point from the 2-yard line, you go for 2 points from the 5, or you can go for 3 from the 10.
Right.
Which is pretty cool. I thought that was neat. Everyone that was in the DC Defenders game that I watched, DC Defenders only went for 1, so you could tell they weren't confident. But Seattle went for 2, so they went from the 5-yard line. I don't know if either team went for 3, but honestly, that may be one of the things that the NFL eventually adopts. Just like they adopted a few things from the first round of the XFL that happened years ago, they took the things that they thought were going to work, that were going to get fans engaged, and they'll do the same thing again. They'll pick and choose what they like, and that might be one of them. I think that was one of the features of the game, rule changes that will catch on. The interviews, like real-time interviews, that probably won't catch on, but I kind of like it.
Also, like, did you see, like, when the offensive play calling was happening, you could like hear every play. They're pointing out who the X receiver was and the Z receiver was. That's great for kids to learn.
Yeah, honestly.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's.
But also, I think the plays are less complex.
Yeah, it might be.
NFL Spider 2 wide.
So you're talking about the fact that you can like hear the coaches.
You can hear the coach.
Yeah.
It's literally him just talking into like
right.
his microphone,
and then you're in on it.
And then they pan into the field, and they're like, they said X post. This is the X receiver.
Yeah.
This is the post. Look for that. And halftime happened at that moment, but
I think that was I did like that feature. I don't think that'll translate to the NFL because coaches will be pissed. They don't want their damn plays to be out in the public.
You gotta think. I mean, like a lot of this stuff is for entertainment purposes, right? Like we want to see that, we enjoy that, but not all of it's gonna transition over.
No, it won't. Yeah. But these are the things that the XFL needs to do to get people's attention. Like it literally has us talking about it, and like we're not the only ones. So I think they're doing a good job.
I think the only thing that if there was any shortcoming was it the Sunday night game was supposed to be a good game because Landry Jones was supposed to be in it, and then he was hurt and didn't play.
Oh, yeah.
And that's not the best first impression. Like,
sure.
I mean, you can't.
A little bit out of his control if he's injured.
You can't control it, I understand. But, like, that kind of sucked because that was, like, that's the first game I, like, really was paying attention to. I was sitting here editing some stuff, and I had it on the whole time, right? Versus like a Saturday game is hard to come by on something I'm not totally bought into. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I honestly wish that they had weekday games. If it was like XFL Wednesday, I'd probably always catch that.
Yeah.
A Saturday seems like, listen, I only, like, if you told me the Redskins were playing every Saturday, I'm not going to watch every game.
Right.
You got to go out of your way for Saturdays.
Yeah.
But honestly, there's nothing going on right now. Like,
but Saturday, I got things to do. I got
things to do. But they're not competing with many other sports. Like NBA is still in the season.
It's just you having to go out of your way to actually.
You're not competing against other television. You're competing against other life things. That's like why Friday nights now is a dead period. They put shitty TV on because no one's watching.
Right.
Saturday is kind of the same thing. I mean, that's why Sunday's
so
good. Sunday is
the lineup right before you start the week again. Everyone's watching.
You're saying Sunday is a good day to put it? Well, they did have games on Sunday.
Yeah, no, and I think that they should do a Sunday, Monday kind of thing and not do a Saturday. I think you got all this hype now, but it's also because I went out of my way to watch DC play, and I also had to watch it mostly on replay.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like
I mean, it's definitely I mean, like, right, college football, like, we watch that on Saturdays all the time. Like, if there's hype.
But you're so bought in because you, like, college sports is a very big difference.
No, I agree. Well, that's what I'm saying. You have to get that buy-in factor. If it's that exciting, that much fun to watch, and, like, if the Defenders are doing well, like why wouldn't I want to watch it, right?
Right.
Like I'm gonna be mutually invested in that.
Is it going to be a thing, though? And I hate to say it like this because, okay, I have been to Arena Football League games. I was a season ticket holder for the first year for the Valor.
Really?
I was.
Where did they play?
Who did they play?
Where?
Oh, Rising Center or whatever it is,
Okay.
Capital
Capital
One.
One?
Arena. Yeah, I got that from a game after they won the championship. I went to the first game afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
I was gonna say they also, I think part of what they try to do was this time around they're like, let's pick these major cities or this group of cities that's gonna have
Yeah.
a better buy-in versus like all these random cities that had in the past.
Right.
Agreed.
So that could contribute to it and make it better and make it.
My argument was going to be that, like, is it going to be, I hope not, but is it going to be kind of like a joke league? In the sense of, like, the NFL is always the NFL. And if you're trying to make a second league, it's like, I'm never going to be totally bought into this. I have the Redskins, you know what I mean? I can go be sad about that, but still
Right.
commit my time to that. Like, I can only commit my time to so many things in my life, right? And that's, like, even with, like, Arena Football, like, it was cool. I'm not going to watch it every week.
So
Like,
that's
yeah.
a mistake that they should try to avoid. You don't want to make it appear or even attempt to compete with the NFL,
Yeah.
I
to
agree.
replace or
It should
supplement the
be
NFL.
everything that the NFL can't give you that you do
Right.
want is what it should be.
Exactly. And they're smart. They're not overlapping calendars with
No,
the
that's true.
NFL. They're much shorter than the
It's
NFL. They're not
it's
taking
their
NFL
first stint,
players.
right? They know.
Right.
They knew
Well,
what
Vince
happened the
McMahon
first
is
time
going
around.
after it again,
Sure.
right? The first time he went 40 million in and it fell flat on his face. Now he's going 100 million in. He traded in his WWE stock, and like 100 million is a lot of money.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I get nervous putting like just-
$100.
Yeah,
I
seriously.
mean, there's footage of me not taking a $100 bet,
Yeah.
making it $25.
So I mean, it's all relative. Like if you have $100 million to invest in a football league, then you got more than $100 million.
Sure.
But he is going all in. Like
I think with that being said, I don't think week 2 will be a flop. I think week 2 will be hype again.
I'm more hyped going into
Yeah.
week
I'm
2 'cause
excited.
Yeah.
The fact that DC Defenders won helps me
To be honest
continue
with
my
you,
excitement.
since I didn't watch week 1, I was just like, it's whatever. Like I'll figure it out. And like now I'm hearing the hype from you guys and what you saw. And I'm like, oh, I kind of want to watch week 2. So I think you'll have those kinds of users
Yeah.
too.
I think the numbers will be down, but it's just like hopefully it's not a lot.
So
It'll be
I
down, I
looked.
think.
I looked into going to Audi Field for the first game.
It's
and
more expensive than a Redskins game, right?
guess how much it was?
How much?
$70.
I was looking the morning of, and to get the worst seats, every other mid tier, lower level already sold out. You had to sit at the top, $150 for one ticket.
That's crazy.
That's solid.
What is it?
That's solid. I will also say that there's no bad seat in that stadium.
Well, good point.
Yeah.
That's
Good
a
point.
that's
There's no bad seat
So
there.
that's another smart thing. Majority of these teams are playing at non-football stadiums.
Because it'll make it'll make it seem full. The
It'll
vibe will
make
be good.
You're,
Yeah.
you're also creating exclusivity.
Yeah.
Like Audi Field is a soccer field, and it only, I don't know, holds like 19, 20,000. It's not FedEx.
It's not, but it's a really good put together stadium because like I've been there for the soccer games, and it doesn't matter if you sit the side on the goalpost,
Right.
Up, low. You can go be in the nosebleeds. It still is not that
You're
far
in the
at all.
action,
It looks
dude.
good. Yes,
it's very
you're right in
smart
the
of them to
action.
do that, and like it rises ticket prices.
Yeah.
The New York team, I don't know their name.
Guardians.
Guardians. Yep.
They play at MetLife, so they play
Which
at the
is
Giants
terrible.
and the Jets
Oh,
Stadium.
because it's gonna be empty.
It's huge.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
gonna be
it's way
empty.
too
Yeah.
huge, and they had a good showing. They had a good
DC
17,000 people.
is lucky that we have that. Like that we have.
No, but I mean a lot of the shit.
Most places have some like
No,
smaller
I'm not
stadium.
just saying that. I'm saying it's lucky that they have that, and like we have like Cardale Jones, and like we're kind of invested into it, and we did win the first game, so it's like,
Yeah.
all right, this is gonna be a little hype for us to go
Right.
and check it out again.
Yeah, I was gonna just say that they should move all of them to MLS stadiums because I think most teams are
Smaller,
there.
yeah.
Most
Could-
cities, yeah,
You
have.
gotta,
York
you gotta
has
make
them.
it look a little full. Like if you got like a handful of fans here, a handful of fans there, and it's not that loud, and the vibe isn't good, like you could have some big plays and stuff, but it's not gonna be that hype.
I
I'm
agree.
surprised they put 2 teams in Texas. Like I
Texas
figured they
is-
would want to spread them out. Texas is big enough.
And Texas is football.
I guess
Texas
Texas is football.
Like think about the amount of players that will come out of like Texas, Florida, like these areas.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they put a team in Tampa Bay, and also gave them another shitty
Do you have the
quarterback.
2 locations that it's in Texas, or is just general Texas?
Houston, Dallas.
Yeah. Okay.
You got DC, New York.
Yep.
You've got LA, Seattle, and then looks like St. Louis got a team.
St. Louis, they come out for their team.
Yeah.
Well, they don't have
like
one
I was
now,
saying
so,
earlier,
like, they would come
they
out.
pick these locations on purpose to try to get that larger viewership.
They were smart. They picked the major cities. One of the teams, I
Tampa
was
Bay
gonna say
is weird. Tampa Bay is weird to me.
Tampa Bay. Yeah, stands
They-
out a little bit weird.
I mean, people do go to Raymond Jones Stadium, I guess, for their things. but they have a cool pirate ship.
St. Louis was smart. Like that market
St. Louis
is
is
probably
definitely-
looking
yeah,
to
absolutely.
cheer for someone or
Yeah.
something. San Diego wouldn't have been a bad option with the departure of the Chargers.
Yep.
They
San
didn't
Diego
do that.
Would have been nice. Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, it's pretty
I'll
solid.
throw a random question at you guys. Are you guys ready? Let's say this is successful, right? What's the next? Where do you expand to?
Where does the league expand to?
Yeah. What? I mean, you're gonna expand cities, right?
Oh, okay.
I mean,
I mean, I do like the San Diego option you threw.
San
out,
Diego,
like,
yeah.
San Diego's not bad.
Chicago's still out here, but I don't know.
If
It's gonna
they're
be
smart,
midwinter.
if they're smart, what they do
Yeah,
is
that's not gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you identify cities or states that have huge college football showings, huge college football markets, but they don't have a professional team there, because team fans would gravitate towards it. They don't
I'd be
have,
worried that I'd be worried that.
but it's not during the college football season.
No, I agree. I'd be worried that a lot of your population in that area is college kids that don't. They go to that. I mean, I don't know.
Sure. Well, you can't pick like a Blacksburg, Virginia, because then you're right.
Like Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus, Ohio is not a Columbus, but Ohio itself is a
Ohio,
huge
no,
football
if you put
state.
It in, if you put it in Cleveland, of
Sure,
course.
Cleveland or
I think you should look at the small markets in the NBA, like San Antonio.
yeah.
San Antonio. I know Virginia Beach was always argued to get a basketball team.
Uh-huh.
Throw something there, like places where they don't have a sports team at all.
Right.
That
Richmond.
Richmond could be one too.
Well, that's my point. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah,
A place
agreed.
that doesn't have a professional sports team, but,
But I-
football is popular there.
Okay, yeah. I was thinking like more of like a.
Just athletes are popular there?
No. I was thinking that you were saying like rural college towns, like
No,
Blacksburg.
no.
I was
Because
like,
you gotta think about it, right? You're not trying to fill like 50,000 seats. You're only trying to fill 15 to 20.
that can be hard at times.
It can be
No, I
hard.
agree.
The
but I'm
NBA
saying
can
it's
tell
not,
you that.
It's not like you're trying to.
Yeah.
Like you could have the college towns as well. Like Arash is saying, no, sure, not all of them come out, but like
Yeah.
you could have college town 20, 30,000. Like
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I think you obviously want to put it in a place that's not just a college town, but like Ohio is a great candidate. Like people love
Ohio would
football,
be pretty
and they're
solid.
deprived, even though they have two professional football teams there.
They just suck.
right, so they're deprived of some. They're
That's
deprived of football.
I feel you.
They would definitely take it. But yeah, if they do have two, maybe that's not the best candidate. But there's plenty of cities out there that would love to have a team. Utah. Go to freaking Utah, man.
I mean, you could say that in like Alabama.
and to be honest with you,
They
it
love
could even
football.
be in one.
Yeah,
of these,
but they'll
it
probably
could be in one of
avoid-
these cities that are represented because like it's the off season. You have nothing else to watch.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we
Orlando.
want to go?
Orlando's not a bad option. That'll be the representative Florida team. No, they have Tampa Bay too. Anyway,
Vegas.
Yeah, I was gonna say Vegas.
yeah.
I'm very. This is totally off topic. I'm very intrigued to see how many people come out to Raiders games like after the first season.
Dude, have you seen pictures of that stadium?
It is. They went balls out on
It
that
looks
shit.
insane, dude. Someone was comparing it to like this Star Wars.
The Death Star.
Yeah.
The Death Star. Yeah.
And like I don't watch Star Wars, but when I saw it, I was like, that thing looks fucking badass.
Dude, that and the LA one's gonna be like crazy too.
Yeah, the LA one, I've seen some images because
But
they're
gonna
like
do
almost
the
done with that
Olympics
one.
there too and stuff.
Are they?
That's I think the goal.
They both look insane.
Can't wait for that Redskins new stadium.
If it happens, even
It will happen.
So they,
It's a matter of. It's not a matter of if. It's a matter of where.
Yeah.
well, people
think-
are afraid that they're not going to be able to leave the site. So worst
The
case
lease is
scenario,
up in a few years.
yeah, but they'll just continue on 1-year deals if they have to. Like the owner of the land for FedEx wants them to stay. Like they're
Of
not going
course.
to do anything
Of course.
better than Dan Snyder's money. What may happen is they may do construction in the parking lot as they tear down FedEx and build a new one. Like that's what they may have to
They're-
resort to if Dan Snyder can't find a way to build anywhere else.
So-
but no one wants to help him. No one wants to give him the land. No one wants to give him tax incentives. They're making it super difficult for him,
DC definitely is because of the name.
which is a shame because DC
Maryland-
is the best spot.
No, so the best spot, and I read this online.
Don't
was
say Loudoun County,
no, hell no. That's
Okay.
stupid. That's again the same problem that exists now.
which is too
That
far
is
removed.
too far.
Yeah,
It works for us, but it doesn't work for most fans, right?
yeah.
Springfield was another one which I don't like.
Is there room in Springfield?
I mean, they'll just tear down
Why
Potomac
don't
Middle
you like
School.
Don't make
Springfield?
room.
Huh?
Why don't you like Springfield?
Again, far. It's far. Springfield's pretty far.
It needs
There
to
is a
be
metro
DC.
stop.
It needs to be DC, dude.
No, I got you. Oxon Hill, you know where the Gaylord and all that stuff
Yeah.
is?
Uh-huh.
Right there is a spot that they were trying to get, and it exists, and it's very close to the city. It's not even that far from RFK as it was.
Okay.
Build there. Or you destroy the RFK site and put it on there.
RFK is still in use, right? I think they still
They
use
do
it for
trade
something.
shows there.
Yeah,
Well, so
they
at-
do that and they use it for like storage.
Yeah.
United used to play there. DC United was there
Yeah.
until Audi
Yeah.
Field
Yeah,
got
yeah.
open.
Yeah,
I don't know who
I watched
uses
the
it
game
now.
there.
Yeah.
They do. It's like they do trade shows and stuff there.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well-
I'm sure they can tear it down.
I mean,
They need to be in DC, dude.
It's got
Especially
to
at these
be
last
within
couple
close
years.
proximity of DC. That's
yo,
where
look,
you get the
do
best
people
turnout.
really go to the Kennedy Center? Let's tear that shit down.
It's such a well. They're closing down the museum, right? Is it the museum
Yeah, but
that's
it's been
closing?
bought.
Yeah, they're making it into offices.
No, John Hopkins.
Oh,
is
that's
taking
right.
up space.
You're
Yeah.
right. You're right.
And that's not enough space.
Well, yeah. You want to build a
You have to
football
just tear down the Capitol to build that shit.
Yeah,
there.
he needs to find a way. And I'm thankfully, like in these last couple of years, the Nats have won, the Caps have won, and so he's had Dan Snyder. When I say he has had first row seats to realize the potential of these fans, just frolicking. What's the fucking word? Just like
Falling in love?
Fucking
no,
frolicking.
Follicles?
Dude.
Like hair follicles?
DC turns alive
Frolicking?
when these teams do well, and like that's potential, man. That's freaking potential that he's passing up. I mean, he's not passing it up. He wants to put in DC.
Yeah.
But I love it because I bet it's eating away at him on the inside to see
I
like
hope it
all
is.
these fans
That's why Bruce.
in DC cheering and celebrating and spending money on these other two teams, and he wants that to be his team.
Yo, I hope the Defenders win the whole thing. I hope there's a motherfucking parade.
Actually, that'd be
and
funny.
I'm gonna literally.
That would be so funny.
Oh my
That'd be
god.
pretty awesome.
Hey,
Hey.
that means 2 football teams in this.
Hey,
in
the
this.
streak is going right now.
That'd be
You
too funny.
Have the Defenders take the next one.
Yeah, man. So do we know how long the season is? It's not long from what I remember. If 8 weeks or less.
8 or 10 weeks.
Okay.
It ends about the time of the NBA playoffs.
Which
or
is
finals.
smart if it ends right before.
It's around that time.
Okay. Well, I'm assuming if there's one game every week, right? So then we're talking about basically 2 to 3 months.
Yep.
And it started right now, so basically mid-February.
Yep.
It
looking at the
lands
season now.
perfectly.
Eight-
I think the scheduling wise, like basketball's going on, hockey's going on, but like neither of them are like. We're still like a couple weeks away from the All-Star weekend in NBA. We just got over the All-Star weekend in NHL, and it's like kind of a dead period still. College basketball is going on. By the way, UNC Duke, insane game if you saw
Oh,
it.
yeah. I want to talk about that. Totally forgot to
Unfreaking
add that to the
real.
list.
Unfreaking real.
Fuck, man.
Buzzer
That's,
beater.
It ate away at me. I mean, I hate Duke.
fuck,
I hate Duke.
It ate away at me.
I love
And
UNC. Fuck Duke. I got a book somewhere over here.
They
UNC
choked. Roy
Dean
Williams,
Smith.
man, what a freaking year that he's coughed up here. But anyway, to stay on topic, I think their calendar and their scheduling for the XFL season.
It ends on April 26th. That's the championship game.
Okay. That's
And
not
it's 10
bad.
weeks.
Yeah, 10 weeks. Okay. So including the playoffs, 10 weeks.
No, it is 12 weeks, including the playoffs.
12 weeks including the playoffs.
Playoffs
They have it in a
Championship's on
good
the
spot.
26th. Playoffs would be prior week 18th, 19th,
Mhm.
and then 10 weeks straight throughout there.
Yeah, if they keep playing every week, I'll keep watching. But if I'm a player in that league, I am cashing my check every
Oh.
week as soon as I get it, because who knows
How
what
long
week
this
it's
could
gonna
go.
bounce.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, so the other thing I wanted to say that I was watching this video about why the XFL is better for NFL players or potential NFL players versus the CFL, which is like a already built league. Once you're in the CFL, it's very hard to leave that contract. Versus the XFL, there's an out. You can leave your contract to go to the NFL.
Okay.
Unless it
So-
be Johnny Manziel.
Oh, did you hear what Johnny Manziel said?
He didn't want to play in this league, right?
This motherfucker.
He wants to be back in the
Listen.
NFL, but he wouldn't play in the XFL.
This is his tweet. Comeback season still alive if y'all ain't know. Just not playing for another league that's going to fold on you midway through the season.
Oh, sounds like himself, right?
Sounds like a hater that's not in
You know
any
when Johnny
league.
Manziel went to the CFL, right?
Yeah,
I was
and he
out-
didn't pan out.
I was
didn't
out in
play.
Montreal, and we were walking out and walking to a bar, and they wouldn't let me in because Johnny Manziel was in there drinking
That's
during the
stupid.
season.
He's not good. I'm surprised that he has that much fucking swagger still.
He doesn't.
Well, he does if he's like putting up
Tweeting?
these words. If I was
Listen,
him,
you
I'd
can
go
say the
after
same-
any dollar that someone would pay me.
His family's rich.
He's rich. He's
His family's
good.
rich.
He doesn't
Okay.
need it.
Yeah. Also, you can say the same stuff. Go for it. No one's stopping
I wouldn't
you.
pass up a paycheck, but you're right. If he comes from money, then he doesn't care.
Well-
But he's not good to be talking all that smack.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah.
Well,
Um,
you guys got anything else with the XFL?
Let's see if we're still talking about it in a couple months. Hopefully, it's still going.
Let's try a
Months?
couple weeks.
Let's say weeks. Yeah, I was just gonna say the
that's
same
true.
thing.
That's true. Go DC Defenders.
Let's go. What they have a song. I just don't know what it is.
I didn't know they had a
Hail
song.
to the defenders.
Somebody at the
Yeah.
game had a big sign that said HTTD, Hail to the Defenders, and then right next to it, it said Sell the Team, Dan Snyder. That was
In the middle,
perfect.
let's go home right now.
Yeah, that was perfect,
Dude,
man.
Yeah. It's good to have winning football back in the district. It's great. I
Undefeated,
love it.
1-0.
All right.
The last time the Redskins were 1-0, I was baby pooping myself.
Till next
Right.
week.
Till next week, y'all. Peace. I say bye.
What's up, everybody? Thank you for watching this video.
Yo, and make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel too.
Make sure you guys watch our last video and watch the YouTube recommended videos.
Yeah, we did it. You guys are learning so well. I taught my boys well.
I'm out.